Looks like there's 2 ways up there. Guess I'll go do this now and then I'll explore more.
That's one of our branded.
Good girl. You get some rest.
I kind of wanted to hear what he was going to say. What were you going to say to me? Huh? Something to say? A little bit. I mean, it's not really opening up. It's more of just the areas are bigger now.
Are you the stable master? I was asked to deliver this to you.
It's gonna be some like radish for the chocobo or something.
This is for me, right enough.
And that's why the chocobos were
Not sure
attacking.
what some bearer's doing bringing it to me though. Where's that fool of a peddler got to?
He couldn't come himself. His cart's surrounded by wild chocobos.
Huh. Sounds about right. He'll have it full of Gizal greens, no doubt. Crammed with him, if I know him.
Gizal greens.
Chocobos go mad for them, don't they? And if you forget to seal the cart up tight, the smell gets out, and birds come running from miles around. Don't get me wrong. They're a fine investment for a savvy merchant, especially around these parts. But you can't get greedy, as our mutual friend is learning the hard way. Still, I got my wares, and that's all that matters. Be sure to pass your master my regards.
They really like scarves. Everyone has a scarf in this game. So I got some sharp fangs and some bloody hide. I had 225 bloody hide and 274 sharp fangs. And I got like 20 from that quest. Excellent. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just because I'm still at the beginning of the game or what, but it seems like they really didn't know what to do with the equipment and the items and the quest rewards in this game. It's like they made an action game and then they were like, wait, this has to be an RPG also, and then they just kind of like shoehorned in some items. I mean, that's genuinely what it feels like. I mean, I just got 4 sharp fangs from those bees. Now, the quests are still nice for a little bit of world building, but it's just, you know, definitely seems like they're a bit lost as to what to do with rewards in general. Yeah, I mean, I think it's maybe too early to make that assumption. But it really does feel like they wanted to make an action game because Yoshi P, and then they were like, well, there's certain things that people expect out of a Final Fantasy game, and we need to make sure that those things exist. So they just kind of shoehorned in like, okay, you need this many tiger fangs to build this weapon that has 5 more attack. And then we'll give some tiger fangs for this quest, but then it got to like the enemies, and it's like, well, the enemies have to drop stuff too, so it's like, oh, we'll just have them drop the same thing, and it just kind of, like I said, they didn't really know how to balance it. And I mean, I've opened 1 chest of interest the entire game. I opened that 1 chest that had this in it. That was the only like accessory, weapon, armor, anything that I've gotten out of a chest. Anything other than a potion or a crafting material, which I already had like 100 of, was this. Feel it yet. We're here for you though. If you ever need us, we're here. And if you need us to just be here and shut up, we can do that too. Whatever you need, we got your back. Oh my god. Anyone want some crab meat? Yeah, it's really, I mean, it really blows my mind that there isn't even an armor that just, like, you know, sacrifices defense for attack or something. Or has 20% fire resistance, or just literally anything that a standard RPG would have. It's quite a bit of a shame. I mean, I've played action games with better equipment.
You keep that sword in its sheath.
Shut up, mercenary. I've played games that are basically action games that have better equipment than this game.
I wonder if Martha is as friendly as Gav claims.
Like even
Let's go and find out, shall we?
even just a sword that would like do more damage to goblins, like just literally anything, just any ability, any reason to equip one sword over the other. I got this really cool purple sword and it immediately got trumped by a sword that's better just because all swords are stats.
Which stuff was for the Golden Stables again?
Kingdom Hearts 3 has a lot of problems, but it's a good game overall, and the DLC is one of the best Kingdom Hearts experiences out there. Probably the best Kingdom Hearts experience, period. But, and you know, in general, Kingdom Hearts 3 looked amazing, sounded amazing, but it just has a lot of issues that are pretty unfortunate. But if you can get past the issues, it's a good game. And we gotta let him cook. That's kind of a good emote for Kingdom Hearts 3. Gotta let it cook. If you let it cook, it's a good experience. What the? Okay, wait just a second. I got a goblin coin, which is just Gil. But I got a song. I found a song in this chest. The game has been redeemed. I actually found something in a chest. Yeah, see, maybe it's our problem. Maybe we're just missing everything. Maybe there's chests all around with like amazing loot. Armors that give you buffs against certain enemies, weapons that give you new abilities, songs, gear transmogs, they're all there. We just missed them all. Kappa.
Don't be shy.
Make sure you're aiming that at the fish there.
It's a new shop.
What are you after?
This guy has the same stuff. He does have a new song, though.
Very well.
Yo, Eddie, thank you so much for the 24 months to 2 years. Thanks, man. So happy to have you here for a whole 2 years. Really appreciate you, man. And yet, thank you for the gifted sub to Heathen. And Fanboy, thank you for the gifted sub to Jackalope, by the way. Thank you. So slow in the town. Pick it up, Clive.
I hear the levies are due to go up. Do you like that? Oh, there's plenty more where that came from.
What is that? Oh, it's a chocobo. I thought it was like a whale for a second. Like I thought the back of its head was like the face. I thought it was like a whale. I didn't realize his head was like a 180-degree turn backwards.
It was good, honest work.
Martha.
Aqueduct.
Excuse me. Would you happen to be the landlady?
Depends who's asking, and why they have an Imperial bearer with them.
For protection, which hopefully won't be needed. If you can advise me on the safest route to the west.
It's your friend here I'd be worried about. Bearers don't have an easy time of it in Rose area. Even a Stratton lad like him might attract the wrong kind of attention. And if he gets nabbed, it ain't likely to end well for you either.
Then we'll just have to stay out of the malicious way. Gav said you might be able to help us.
Follow me.
He said the secret words.
Sorry for before. Can't be too wary of strangers asking questions in our game. I'm Martha, an old friend of Sid's. He said he had high hopes.
Wait, now why did he say? You gotta remember, this is a Game of Thrones clone, okay? We gotta remember when they say ... friend, they're never a friend.
For a bearer who joined recently. I expect that's you. So, where is it you're headed?
For Phoenix Gate. We have questions that need answering.
Is that so? Well, if you want to avoid the garrison, the road through Eastpool's your best bet. Or it would be, if the bridge hadn't collapsed.
Bro, I can make that jump.
What a nuisance it is. We've had no trade with the village for weeks.
Bro, I can make that jump.
Carpenter to take a look at it. But he went out on another job. And he hasn't come
Bro, you can literally just hold on to the
Do you think
side.
something might have happened to him?
Fingers crossed he's just taking his time. The alternative don't bear thinking about.
We'll find him. And make sure he's safe. We both need that bridge repaired. Your carpenter sounds like the man to do it.
I see why Sid's got such a soft spot for you. If you could, I'd be in your debt.
You said that he went out on a job?
Right. He went down into the marshes to check on another bridge. The one by the Fallen Gate.
The marshes were dangerous at the best of times. We should hurry.
There's a ladder to the side of the gate. That's the quickest way down, if you've a head for heights. His name is Bernard. Should you find him well,
Bernard.
tell him Martha sent you. And that he's wanted at the bridge to Eastpool.
Now we're just making things up. Oh look, an actual guild reward. I love how, like, nice Clive is, but how mean he sounds. Like,
To the marshes, then.
every single
Let's
quest.
find that ladder.
Like, they don't even, half the time, they don't even ask for his help. They're just like, man, I hope this guy's okay. And Clive is like, we'll find him, and we'll make sure he's okay. Like, he's trying to be so nice, but at the same time, his, like, face, we'll find him. We'll make sure he's okay. And then we'll kill him. Where's the bridge? I gotta see this bridge. There's no actual way.
You ain't
Oh,
pulled
that's
that
cute.
sword from its scabbard in days.
What?
Come on, come inside.
I'll be happy to show you how well I wield my blade after my shift's over.
What did I just walk into?
bridge will be fixed when it's fixed, alright?
You gotta be kidding me. Are you... These guys have never played Crash Bandicoot. You're telling me he can't make that jump? Like, completely impassable. No shot we get across that.
So much for all parts of the...
Very good to East.
Here's the gate. And that must be the ladder.
Yes, that is a ladder, Clive. You're right. You know, I've never seen Torgal go down these ladders. How does he do it? What? Magic. That's a good boy. That's a good boy teleporting down the ladder.
I don't care what your orders are, Brandon. Get away from me!
What was that?
He's being
Onto the bridge.
attacked by crabs. Giant enemy crab.
Hold on, we're coming.
I love that attack. It's so useful.
It's over. Stand down. It's over.
That was cool. I don't think we really need the victory screen for that.
Thank you, my lady. You saved my life.
Not at all.
Hey, this
You're
is
Bernard
him?
the carpenter, yes?
What?
I am. Like,
Do you guys feel like the quests are a bit short? Like, I was gonna say it before, but I was like, you know, maybe it's just the beginning of the game. But like, the one side quest we did, so we've done like 3 actual side quests. The other ones were just deliver these meals. We've done 3 actual side quests. The first one, the guy wanted soil. We went to the place with the soil. We fought 1 fight and then picked up the soil. The second quest, the guy said, deliver this to the guy up the road. And that was the way we were going anyways. So we just walked up the road and just gave it to him. That was quest number 2. Quest number 3, which this wasn't even a side quest, it was a main quest, but we walk 2 feet and it's the very first thing we see and it's 1 fight.
I didn't realize my name was known so widely.
I'm a friend of Martha's. She asked us to come and find you.
Well, I'm very grateful for it. I just finished checking these piles when I turn around. I see a gang of slavering monsters looking to feast on my flesh. If you hadn't come when you did,
How did you not?
snipped into
There's monsters everywhere. How did you not notice?
strips by now.
We're just glad you're safe.
It just seems like they didn't know what to do with the side areas. Because like normally in games like this, you have a side quest where you need to go back through a big area with a bunch of monsters. Like basically a lot of times in games like this, side quests are just a way to get more mileage out of the same areas. So you spend like, you know, 10 or so dev hours creating a environment, right? And you want to like reuse that area. 10 hours is way too little. 100 hours of dev time making an area, right? And you want to reuse that area. So what you do is you have them go through that area on the main quest. And then you have like a side quest where they have to go through maybe a different path in that area or back through the same area again backwards or whatever. And it's just a way to get more mileage out of the areas you've made, right? But in this game, it feels like you have the actual like missions that are like in the arcade mode where it's like you start at one spot and then there's like fight, mini boss, fight, real boss. And that's like the mission. And when you go back to arcade mode, you do that same thing again. But then you have these side areas that aren't part of arcade mode. And it just feels like they didn't really know what to do with them. So they just kind of have like an open field and drop some lobsters in it. And then come up with some side quests that just involve the lobster fights. You know, like it's just, I don't know if maybe they should have just stuck. I mean, I hate to say it because I don't know if I would have liked this, but maybe they should have just stuck with the whole like mission format and just did these very linear fight, mini boss, fight, boss, and just kind of do that over and over. Then have the side quests maybe just be varieties of that, or maybe even like, maybe instead of having side quests, they could have done like challenges, like, oh, do that again, but do it with this equipment, or do that again, but now the enemies are harder or something, you know, like have that be the side content. I don't know. It just feels like the combination of an action game and RPG, they didn't really master. But it's still early. But I just figured I would, because that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. I feel like they had a hard time combining the action and the RPG elements. You know what I mean?
Let's go and give my regards to the landlady then, hey?
Actually, she asked that if we found you, we should beg you make haste to repair the bridge to Eastpool.
Of course. I said I'd take a look at it, but it clean slipped my mind. I'll head up there straight away.
It slipped my mind. And I don't mean that in a way of like, wow, guys, I hate this or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still enjoying it, but I just, you know, that's just kind of how I feel at the moment. It feels like they had a hard time connecting those two ideas together. They wanted to make an action game, but they wanted it to be enough of an RPG to not make people mad.
The stringers and relining the deck. I'll have it done in no time.
Thank you, Bernard. We were hoping to take the road to Eastpool ourselves. We're very grateful for your help. And sorry for asking this of you after what you've been through.
I owe you my life. Fixing a bridge is the least I can do.
Kind of nice to hear Jill talking.
And you too, son. You're with Sid, ain't ya? Me and him, we go way back. Not as far as Martha, mind, but
this is not England.
Far enough.
I see.
You sure it's not England?
Well, I best get cracking then. You go and let Martha know I'm all right, and she'll have her bridge back soon enough.
We will.
I was going to say, wow, this one dude is going to fix the bridge that quickly, but given that it's not much to fix, I guess it makes sense. Yeah, that's not the broken part, Bernard. That's the good part. Okay.
The bridge will be fixed when it's fixed, alright?
Just hammer it. Just hit it with a hammer, it'll be fixed.
You ain't pulled that sword from its scabbard.
Yo, yeah, thank you for the gifted sub to Rose. Welcome back, Rose.
Ah, you're back. What happened? Did you find Bernard?
He was eaten by lobsters.
He's fine, and he'll have the bridge to Eastpool repaired soon.
Well, thank the founder for that.
It was lucky we found him when we did.
Anyone else just love watching Torgal in these cutscenes?
It's the Blight's fault. They'd nothing to eat in the north, so they come down here hunting for food. He can't keep going out.
Just loves it. Seeing him just sitting there like, I'm here.
But anyway, thank you. I don't have a lot to offer in return, but you're welcome to rest here until the repairs are finished.
Finished.
We'd be delighted.
Quest complete. Got sleep.
Can I get you a drink or anything while you wait? Flagon of Imperial gold, perhaps? Tastes like swill, but it'll slake a thirst.
No, thank you.
Slake a thirst.
I prefer the truth about why there are so few bearers around here.
Yes. There were more of them when we were young. Far more.
Is this the Empire's doing? Have they been sent away?
They have, aye. Either to the Legions or Oriflamme. Seems the miners at Drake's Head are having a hard time.
Wait. Oh. So it would tell me what Oriflamme is.
Demand of late, so the bearers make up the shortfall. Time was they used to dole out crystals like sugar plums, even down here in the provinces, but not anymore. Nowadays, they'll jump at any excuse to confiscate our bearers so they can be put to work elsewhere. I always knew the Empire treated their branded like shit, but after seeing it with my own eyes, well...
Stare.
Ah, Thea! Congratulations on the new arrival. And you got the little laddie with you?
It was a bearer. The boy I carried for 9 long moons. A bloody bearer.
Oh, you poor thing. You gave it to the constables then?
Just left it at the garrison, I. Let them deal with it. Couldn't wait to be rid of the blasted thing. Been wanting it gone since the moment I found out.
Well, it's all dealt with now. So no harm done, eh?
Yes. Zero harm
My
done.
brother, was he? No. But you'll have one soon enough. You just have to be patient. All right?
All right.
Okay.
Unbelievable, innit? Bearers may have been looked down on back in Archduke Elwin's day, but they were still human beings. Now they've fallen so far, a beggar wouldn't spit on them. Since you're not drinking, do me a favour and take that to the Abbey. There's a darkness at the heart of this world, and I'd have you see it.
Yeah, I think I've seen enough, thanks.
And we'll see it at an abbey.
Glademond Abbey, on the shore of Sorrowwise Bay. The abbot there is a friend. Tell him Martha sent you, and he'll show you what I mean.
I thought we were going to bed.
Understood.
It was good, honest work building that aqueduct.
So wait, is this all I have?
Make sure you're aiming that at the fish. Where'd you get these turnips?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I was talking a lot about that. I mean, I kind of wish that I actually just had access to the lore all the time. Like, I don't know. I could see it both ways. Like, it's kind of cool having the active time lore, and then when you go back to the hideout, you have, like, the whole library. But to be honest, I think it'd be nice to just have the library at all times. Like, I know it would make a bit less sense in terms of the game, but I think just give us the whole library. Because, like, you could always just wiki it or Google it or whatever. Like, why not just have it there? But it'd be so nice to actually be able to search stuff, because you can only search stuff in the hideout. And it'd be really nice when you hear a term you don't know to be able to just open up the thing and search that exact term. Instead, you have to hope it's in the ATL, which it's normally not. So, like, I just think it's such a great tool that they should, like, use it everywhere and not just at the hideout. And I wish that that tool existed in some other games, like especially 15, also like 13, and just all the games. I think every game should have something like that. It's great. Because, you know, for me, it's usually politics. It's usually like medieval politics. Just, it's hard for me to like follow everything. I'm sure everyone else has their own thing where it's just like kind of hard for them to follow. And it'd be so nice to have the ability to like use that to catch up on things. And, you know, for whatever type of lore is like difficult for you to digest, just to have that extra tool. But then also for games where they just don't have all the information available, like 15, where a lot of the information was on websites or in the codex and stuff. It'd be so nice to have that tool. That, like I said before, that's exactly what the original Destiny needed. Because the original Destiny was like, go to the website to learn what the heck any of this is. And everyone was like, no, why would I do that? But to have like a library in-game to look stuff up would have been infinitely better. But yeah, I think that's just like such a great tool.
I knew that children were tested, that a bearer's fate was decided at birth.
And assumed it was best for all concerned. I know. But for a child to be blamed, to be hated by its parents through no fault of its own.
We knew nothing of what it meant to be born that way, did we?
No.
Yeah, interesting for Clive to have that thought process given he was born royal. Shows you what kind of character he is. But we kind of already knew that from when he was a kid. I like how it connects there. Like, it makes sense that Clive has feelings for people who are under prejudice, because even when he was younger and he was part of the royal family, we had that scene with that guy with the apples where they were like, oh, Prince, and he's like, don't worry about it. You know, so it fits his character. It's not like suddenly he's acting different. Like, he's always had that character. That wasn't something that he gained from being a slave for 13 years. They could have done it that way. They could have said, like, when he was royal, he was a jerk, but then after being enslaved for 13 years, now he understands. But instead, that's actually the way his character always was. Like, he always felt that way. And the 13 years of enslavement probably just emphasized it, which is cool. Well, see, I was thinking about that. I think he did get the blessing. They just didn't know that it was Ifrit. He went to get the Phoenix's blessing and he got Ifrit's blessing instead. And they thought he was rejected. But it's just because he didn't get Phoenix's blessing, he got Ifrit's. That's my working theory. But yeah, for what everyone knew, everyone figured, yeah, he was a reject at the time. What's definitely changed his outlook. That's probably why he had more empathy for people, because he was also rejected. Is that a blue and green chocobo? That is so cool looking. I'm sad he's an enemy. I just want to look at him. He looks so cool. Ah!
Don't let them get away.
He does. He looks like a parrot chocobo. They're fine. They're just sleeping. Oh, let's go live stream. Megalo crab. Yo, live stream.
That's enough.
Holy moly, with the 20 gifted sub bomb in the chat. Give live stream some love. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it so much. Look at this gold drop. I can't wait to get 4 sharp things. This area is nice and something. And yet, with 10 gifted subs as well from the lurk, and still the tag team champs. Heroes, thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you guys. And still. Oh, the counter and the drop kick. Oh, look at Torgal go. Oh man, if you tell him to ravage something in the air, he hits him downward. That's cool. Alright, fighting the Chocobos. How's it going, Knock? Doing fantastic.
There's the Abbey. What darkness awaits us within, I wonder.
An Arachne. Oh, and Seraphic jumping on as well. Thank you so much, Seraphic, for the 10 gifted subs. You are too kind, thank you. What do you mean I forgot to greet you? I said hi to you this morning. And Mav with 2 gifted subs. Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you, thank you. How's it going, Vadim? Not too much. We've been talking about the RPG elements in the game and how weak they are, unfortunately. But other than that, you haven't missed too much.
Keep your distance, boy. Flames to me.
And Siri with 3 gifted. Oh my god. What a hype train. So many people jumping in. Thank you so much. How blessed are we? Thank you, thank you. How's it going, Nikki?
Good day to you. I'm afraid the Abbey is not open for public prayer. May Griga go with you?
Not open for public prayer.
We're going to offer a donation.
What?
From Martha.
That's not how a church works.
I see. Then please, follow me.
I have a feeling something else is going on in there. Yo, solid. Thank you so much, my man.
I don't want to die.
Please, Father. Something for the pain. I beg you.
The light, it fades. I don't want to die alone.
It's all right. I'm here.
Who are these people?
Martha's bearers. She entrusted them to my care, that I might ease their suffering. To the extent that I can. For the time they have left.
The curse has taken them. All of them.
As it does every bearer forced to use their gift. With each draw on the ether, their bodies petrify, till all that remains is stone and pain, and so they are cast aside. There is nothing either Martha or I can do to change that, but we can at least strive to make their final hours a little more bearable. Have faith, my son, for you shall rise again and find the happiness denied you in this life. Thank you, Father. I must offer you my own thanks for the medicine you so kindly brought. Now their final moments may be moments of peace. When next you see Martha, pray tell her that 2 more have succumbed.
We should get back to Martha's Rest.
Yes, we should.
Such an interesting way to go about kind of describing medieval slavery in a way that's fits the fantasy narrative, you know? It gives you those same notes that of, you know, what happened in real life, but fits the setting and makes you feel the same kind of way, doesn't it? But it's got this extra like layer because the bearers are actually the strongest humans. So it's really interesting, like, yeah, it's kind of similar to 13's Lassie and Falsey. But it's really interesting because, like, you have the regular humans, or even the dominant, like, holy order, but even just the regular humans enslaving the bearers, and in a way it feels like it's out of fear because they're stronger than them. So it's interesting to see, like, how do we deal with these people that are born stronger than us while obviously enslave them so they don't revolt because they're stronger than, you know what I mean? It's almost like a fear thing is in there. It's interesting. Thanks again, everyone, for all the support. It's always so amazing to see how many different people jump in and support all at once. Thank you, guys.
Give them all you've got, boys.
The world of yikes. That's a very Final Fantasy thing. I mean, it's a very fantasy thing in general, but to have some kind of world thrown into chaos or world that's in darkness that we have to save. I'm still kind of waiting for, because remember the opening of the game and how they said, like, the crystals once saved the world, but now they've brought darkness. I think this is what they meant by that. So this game kind of has this theme of, like, overcoming the crystals and becoming humans again, and not slaves to the crystals. But there's still There's still a piece of the puzzle we're missing. There's something about the dominants that we don't know. Where they come from, how they get their power. Then the people don't know anything. They're just like, yeah, they're just born with power. Like, they're just born as dominants. They don't know how many there are. You know, the status quo before the game started was there's one of every element, but now there's 2 fires and no one knows why. Like, there's so much mystery around the dominants and how they work. And at some point, we're going to learn the truth, and that's going to change everything. Keep jumping when I walk up to that switch. Look goofy. Hippity hop, hippity hippity hop. Alright, let me fill up my coffee, run to the bathroom. Alright. Back to the farm.
Get these turnips. Make sure you're aiming that at the fish there, son.
Keep them nice and fresh.
Ah, you're back. Thanks for taking care of that.
The abbot had a message for you. 2 more have succumbed.
I see. Come upstairs. So, now you know, eh?
I've seen plenty of bearers die on the battlefield. But never like that.
And all because they were born different. The powers that be can't take away their gift, so they strip them of their humanity instead. Oh, there's plenty who pity a bearer's plight. But so long as we're content to sit around, weeping for those on whose broken backs we're carried, we ain't gonna change nothing.
And so you lend Sid your strength?
What little of it I have. Use profits from this place to buy the poor buggers.
So when the abbot told us the bearers were yours...
Aye, they're my property, at least by law. Any still fit to work fetch a price beyond my means. All I can do is care for those who are past mending.
Wow, Martha.
But it's not all doom and gloom. Bernard's finished fixing that bridge for you. You can carry on to Eastpool now. You got questions that need answering, ain't you? Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you, Martha.
Oh, I almost forgot. Sid and I have other friends in Rosaria. Wear this and they'll know you for one of us.
We got the
I know
chocobo.
that you will always be welcome here.
Yeah, but only the ones that are already pretty much past
You were right,
helping.
Sid. It really is them. Lord Rosfield and Lady Warwick have come back to us. And long may they stay.
A 1,000 gil. And 2 gil bugs. We're making money.
Sid.
Ah, Clive. You're not where I left you.
Hurt your hand.
I did, aye. With 1,000 little lightning bolts. Can't fling them around the way I used to. Think of it as my decoration for long service and exemplary misconduct. But you didn't come here to compare war wounds.
We didn't.
Thank you, Sid. for everything.
If you want to leave, that's your lookout. I'm sure you'll have a long and happy life together if you stay out of my way.
Sid!
Oh. I knew a girl back in the day. She was a slave to her fate, just like you. I wanted to save her. For a while, I even thought I could. But just because you think something doesn't make it true.
Sid.
I'm no savior. Just a conceited old fool. I talk about people forging their own futures. But instead of handing them the hammer, I beat them with my own. And if no bugger wants to listen to what you've got to say, you might as well keep your gob shut. But Clive, I will say this. You're not a monster. You're the same man you've always been. Accept that, and you may yet escape your fate.
My fate?
Look, lad, you've had a hard life. And I don't see it getting much easier. You might not be able to save anyone else, but at the very least, you can save yourself.
I'll try.
And Jill, I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk, but I trust she'll take good care of the boy.
Yes, I will.
Is that the last of it?
Aye.
We'd best head back then. Wouldn't want to keep Nan waiting. Ta-ra then.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling the same way. Like, I think I don't know. I'm a little confused by that scene. Well, because we left without his knowledge. Like, this was our quest. We were like, we want to go see Rosaria for ourselves. So Sid might be thinking that we're leaving for good. Or that we might leave for good. Like, there's a chance we might leave for good. So he's saying goodbye now. But we didn't say, like, we're leaving and not coming back. We just said we want to go visit Rosaria. So I feel like it was more of like a in case you don't come back kind of thing. But it wasn't... He didn't say anything like that, so it's not... I'm not for sure. But... Also, that wound he had, I was gonna say that potentially dominants don't have the same problem, but apparently they do. Yeah, I think like time is a bit weird in video games too. Like for us, we might see Sid within the next hour, but like in the game, traveling to Rosaria is probably like quite the big quest. It's probably like a week or something or more, so it would make more sense to say goodbye, you know? Because we're walking there, so...